everyone, welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I want to actually answer a question that someone emailed me regarding sprouts and the potential for bacteria or E. coli or other toxins growing on the sprouts, and should someone be alarmed about it, because somewhere along the lines this person had read somewhere that you shouldn't eat sprouts, that they're bad, and that potentially you can get very sick. And there is one end of this where this has actually happened, where people have gotten sick from eating sprouts. They've gotten E. coli from it. But it really depends on how either you are growing it or the person you're buying it from is growing it. So there are many ways of avoiding this, because even though there's been a few cases of reported illness from eating sprouts, a lot of people today still eat sprouts with no problem at all. So it's not to avoid it, but it's just to make sure that how you're growing it, it's in a clean environment. So I can give you some tips on that, because I really believe that sprouts are a really important part of our diet, and there's even like Hippocrates Health Institute and other alternative healthcare centers that really promote eating sprouts every day in order to heal major illnesses like cancer and heart disease, things like that. So if you've got these health centers that have had such phenomenal success rates and that base their diets on eating a lot of sprouts, then there must be something good going on, and there must be a very low risk of actually having any kind of issue with bacteria and other toxins in it. So I wouldn't be too scared. But the main thing is, I will give you some tips on how to ensure that everything is clean and that there is no bacteria growing on it, and what to look out for so that you're not buying sprouts that potentially are infected. Okay, so the main thing is, when you're growing sprouts, you want to make sure you're just growing them in a clean environment. Okay, that the jars or the bowls or the sprout growers, that they're always clean. You gotta disinfect them. You can't just rinse them off and throw some seeds in there, because if there is stuff that's growing there that you don't see, it can proliferate and it can be a problem. Okay, so always just make sure everything is washed very well. Okay, and what you can also do is you can get food grade hydrogen peroxide, which you can wash the surfaces of the bowls and the sprout growers and all that with, but you can also use it when you're rinsing the sprouts in the beginning before you start the sprouting process. You can rinse either the seeds or the legumes, whatever you're sprouting, you can rinse that off with hydrogen peroxide. Okay, and that will kill off any of the bacteria. And all you do is pretty much you buy food grade hydrogen peroxide, not the stuff you get at the pharmacy in the brown container, but it must be food grade hydrogen peroxide, 35%. Okay, and what you do is you put a few drops in a bowl of water that you are going to be soaking the seeds or the legumes in. Okay, and you just leave the seeds or legumes in a bowl of water with a few drops of food grade hydrogen peroxide. You leave that for half an hour. Then you rinse it off really, really well, and then you re-soak the seeds or the legumes overnight, or for however long you soak them before you start sprouting them. Okay, and the hydrogen peroxide will clear off any kind of bacteria or dirt or weird stuff that might be on those seeds or legumes. And when you do the whole sprouting process, just make sure the bowls and containers, everything is clean. You won't run into any issues of mold and bacteria growing on it if it's clean. Okay? Now, if you're buying already sprouted legumes or seeds or grains, there's things to look out for. You got to make sure they're fresh as possible. If they smell funny, if there's a lot of water in the container, if they're kind of brown and old looking, stay away from them. Okay? Don't use them, don't buy them. A lot of times you'll see mung bean sprouts that look a little bit old or a little bit kind of mushy. A lot of times they're used in cooking, so a lot of times at high temperature will cook a lot of that bacteria off. But if you're eating this stuff raw, you want to really make sure that everything looks really, really fresh, because you can't get away from get away with it by eating old sprouts, especially when they're raw. If they're cooked, it's another story, but if they're raw, you really have to make sure they're fresh, and no weird smell, and no extra water or like dampness or moisture in the containers that you're buying them in. So if you see like a little bit of water at the bottom and the sprouts look a little brown, I wouldn't buy them. Okay, but if they look green, they look crisp, or they look really kind of fresh, and there's no extra moisture in the container, then they're fine. Okay, and if you feel better by growing them yourself, then by all means do that, because that's the fresher type, and it's even better for you if you grow them yourself. So don't worry, really get into the sprouts, especially at this time of year where a lot of people are living in North America, and it's getting colder right now, and there's less fresh produce out there. So this is a really great time to get into making and growing your own sprouts, because it's fresh and it's full of protein, like high in protein sprouts. So it's really good for your diet, and it's just something different and new to add into your salads or into your meals. So don't stay away from the sprouts. Jump into them and enjoy them. Alright, so I'm wishing you guys a fabulous day. And I just want to mention as well that the next 7-day raw food challenge, it starts next Monday. So if you're thinking, want to get things going, you want to get your good diet going now, before the Christmas, before the New Year's parties, and that by the time all the holiday festivities begin, you're looking great, you're feeling great, and your diet is good, it's on the right track. This is a perfect time to do it, because it's before all the holidays, and it's just a great way to end the year. I know right now we've got a group doing the 10-day juice fast, and they're doing so well, and they're really plowing through it, and a lot of them, it just means so much to them that they're doing it now, that they start the new year on the right track. Rather than starting the new year feeling terrible, why not get started now with your New Year's resolutions, and just taking good care of yourself, that you feel good and you're pumped with energy over the holidays, and that you sparkle as well. So if you want to join us for the 7-day raw food challenge, it starts next Monday. You can go to my website at www.rawradianthealth.com, click on raw food challenge. It's 1 week, you get the recipes, you get daily videos that walk you through raw food nutrition, natural health. There's an online forum for support. I'm there every day answering questions, and you get the shopping list and all the information you need, all the recipes you need, everything. It's all laid out for you. All right, so go to my website, www.rawradianthealth.com, and have a fabulous day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!